Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com. And in this video, I'm going to show you what I think is one of the most essential and valuable exercises that you can do if you're launching an agency or building a brand in the service spaces. So you're offering design, development, content marketing, consulting, whatever it may be, to an audience of professional peers in the niche vertical industry or marketplace of your choosing. So there's a simple formula that I use for this. That's certainly not mine, but that I found incredibly helpful. It's actually, I'm going to give you an example of one we're using, and I'm going to explain a little bit about the background and the context. Really easy to understand, though. And essentially, this is just a mock-up of an offer that we made. I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 months ago internally. To solve a specific problem for a specific audience that we're targeting in that community. And essentially, as you'll see here, it follows a pretty formulaic approach, which is the problem ugly landing pages. This is for folks in the mindfulness, teaching, therapy, doctor, healing, and author spaces, right? They typically have really bad looking blogs or websites, or no blog or no website. And if they're writing a book or launching a book, for an example, they typically have really shitty looking, you know, uh, like landing pages for their book launch, typically embedded or incorporated into a WordPress theme, which isn't designed to do that, or in a worst case scenario, like a Weebly style site, which just looks terrible and it's not really appealing. So here is the general, overarching proposition, the problem. Ugly landing pages. That's an empirical thing. We're not making that up. People really do have ugly landing pages for their book launches. The solution: beautiful, high converting landing pages that make you look like a rock star. The secret sauce is using a service called Leaflets, which is not ours. And this, again, speaks to this. It's not when I say it's not ours, it's a software as a service that's out there that you can use to create really great looking landing pages for book launches, right? And in addition to other style landing pages and design templates for specific niches, right? It's created by a guy named Jason Schuler, who's a well known in the WordPress community. It matters not. I don't know him personally, but it's really good for our purposes, right? The irresistible offer. So here we're adding in some additional, and if you followed my videos or my work or my or are part of our community, you'll know that including an irresistible offer is a huge part of the process. So we're going to add another page, right, for free, which is also on a built on the Leaflets platform, which is a Stripe enabled, like, hire me page, which is ideal for therapists or coaches or people like that. It's a one page Stripe enabled, really slick looking page. So excuse me. So we're offering that as part and parcel of this offer. And the price for, especially for a time like this, like when we're in this incredible, unusual set of surreal circumstances, is $3.99, right? Now, it's something that, and this is not, necessary for you to understand, but this is part of we also have a coupon that's associated with a contest, right? But that's just part of this that is really irrelevant to what I'm describing here. So essentially, we have this really great looking landing page for a book launch. You have a great price. You're getting other things in addition to that. These irresistible offers components. So you're getting Clarity Consult with me on the phone. You're getting this other, Stripe enabled pay me page. And if that didn't work, we would just continue to stack additional value onto that made it irresistible for folks to say no. We have an affiliate program now built into that as well. So folks who sign up for this can also refer other people that they know, other authors, if they're part of author communities or therapist communities or coach communities, where they can actually make, affiliate commissions that not only pay for their own the service we're doing for them, but they can actually make really a full-time income just promoting our offers through our Mindful Marketplace platform. And here, the last little bit of this is the copy that I wrote for my team, like the guys who are working on our outreach campaign. So essentially, stop. And this is also a Facebook ad that we ran that didn't really do well, to be honest. The Facebook ad failed, but the email outreach worked really well. Stop promoting pages or stop promoting your books with ugly, outdated, embarrassing pages that stifle your sales and crater your conversions. Instead, brand new, professional landing pages for self-help authors, inspirational architects, helpers, healers, luminous leaders, mission-oriented marketers, and enlightened entrepreneurs. This is just the content that I wrote to help facilitate sales, right? So the core ethos, the core underlying ethos to this approach is what can you want to follow this basic formula, problem, solution, secret sauce, that template, but also you want to incorporate this. What can you borrow to build? What can you leverage to launch? What makes you look like a superhero? What makes you look like a magician? What makes you look like a wizard to your ideal audience, right? And again, the idea being you do not have to build this yourself. You can borrow or leverage something else. In this case, leaflets, right? Which actually, what I really should do is I'm going to actually show you leaflets. Oh, fuck, sorry. My typing fingers are never quite as handsome on these videos as they are in real life. All right, so let's look. I'll just show you, some examples. So you can see what a landing page would look like for an author using this. Here it is, right? So this is what they'd be getting, and you can change the color of this. You can change all the styling, but they're getting a template, right? That's installed on, that including a newsletter, email, MailChimp enabled or ConvertKit enabled form, et cetera, and they're getting all this installed on their URL, so that can run in tandem with whatever the blog or the website software they're using now is, right? And it essentially gives them this really carefully curated best practice landing page. This is, again, just an example that in addition to these other things that we're offering them, a consultation, and we don't have to do any of this. This whole process would take me about 20 minutes to swap out. You can change 20 some colors, et cetera, et cetera. The point only being that you can modify this so that it's pretty custom, right? So it's productized. It's in the sense that it's something that you're offering as a service that's really a product that you're borrowing from another platform. In this case, again, leaflets. They don't certainly need to know that, but it's also not something that I would hide either. Like, in other words, you don't need to tell people this is your own solution. You're using a template. That's 100% fine. Most folks could care less and wouldn't even endeavor to ask. All right, so I'm going to show you really quickly. Let's go into our back-end work offer board, right? And this is essentially all you'd want to do, right? So again, this is our workspace where we would come up with offers for an ideal audience. So let's say that this is you now, and you're trying to think of 4 core offers that use this. What can you borrow to build? What can you leverage to launch? Underlying ethos. What would make you look much smarter, much more skilled, much more capable, maybe than you are already, and use that as an agency style outreach or offer to your ideal audience. Again, I couldn't design that landing page that I just showed you myself. I couldn't code that up. I'm not a coder. I'm not a landing page designer. But by borrowing another solution, I can do this quite skillfully and offer this as an agency to our audience, to authors who want a landing page as part and parcel of their book launch. And again, the important thing to remember is I don't have to do this, right? I can have some other outsourced agent use that template and productize this. So I'm not spending my own time designing landing pages. I'm actually outsourcing that work to someone on my side. It takes a half hour to do, and we're still making, $400. People get really good value from that. Everybody wins is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let me really quickly show you how I would just brainstorm this up, right? You don't need to be some kind of marketing genius. So what do people need? Well, they need, let's say, blogs, hosting blogs. So I would use something like, what could I borrow to build? Let's say Genesis. I could, Genesis theme launch. All right, so you would create, let's say, the Genesis theme framework. I have a developer license for that through our business, so we could actually give folks, I don't know, there's like 30 themes that people can choose from. The framework itself costs X. I have hosting, WordPress managed hosting that we can incorporate into that, so you can really start to leverage this external CMS or design house, the WordPress CMS, and the Genesis, foundational framework, and offer, which has a real value in the world. People can go and look and see what that would cost to buy and launch, even if they did it for themselves. And most folks in our audience and most folks in your audience aren't going to know how to do that themselves. So there's a real world value to that of maybe $300 or $400, and you can charge, let's say, $1,000, and give people really amazing value. They're getting a professionally designed theme, customized hosting for the year on a managed WordPress server, all these other things you can throw in, and you can still have that done literally in a day, right? So now you're making whatever it is, $1,000 per client per day for this sort of offer. And again, I'm just throwing out general ballpark numbers. I mean, that may not be consistent for everybody. All right, so let's think of another offer. Well, how about Typeform, right? So I have a Typeform license too, right, for the year. So it allows me, I don't know if you're familiar with Typeform, but you can create surveys and quizzes and interactive, audience experiences and all sorts of things like that for your clients by dint of using their tools, their technology. I certainly couldn't do that on my own, but I could borrow their beautiful user experience, their hosted software as a service solution, and have my author clients send their readers, let's say, to a Typeform that asks like 5 questions about what their next book should be about, or what if they're a coach, what kind of coaching webinar their audience would like to see next. You can create more interactive things, more detailed sort of user experiences using Typeform. Again, I'd encourage you to go check out Typeform. But people, and if you've worked with me, this is always something that I recommend folks who are building an agency use this sort of solution, right? To to wow your customers, right? You can create these incredible experiences for your clients by borrowing something like Typeform and creating a core offer that that your ideal audience, your potential client, is really going to appreciate. They're really going to be impressed by, and you didn't have to do anything because the software already exists for you to leverage. All right, so let's think of some other stuff that you could offer. So we have web design, we have something like a interactive form. Let's think, what else? Landing page, obviously, for a book launch. What else can we borrow that's already out there to help our quintessential client succeed? Well, how about something like Podia, right? So those of you who are watching this in our course community, I'm using Podia for that for you. All right. So what if I wanted to show my authors how they could turn their book into a brand, into a blog, into a business by dint of using an online course creation software, a membership style site, a affiliate program, all those things. And I didn't have to program any of that or do any of that. All I had to have them do was sign up for a service like Podia, which pays me a commission of 33% for every customer, client, or coach that I recommend, right? So if people are paying, if I have a client that wants an affiliate program, that wants a lead generation, email automation campaign, that wants to sell a piece of content or a course, all these things, I don't have to custom program or hire someone to find to do it for them. I can have them either sign up for Podia as an affiliate, right? Using my affiliate link, or I could actually pay for it myself and design the whole thing for them and just charge more, right? So you could say, we're going to give you an affiliate program, landing pages, courses. We're going to help you do all this. And, the fee for that is, let's say, $4,000 a year. And, but you're going to get all these different things. We're going to promote you on our platform. We're going to interview you. We're going to promote you on our podcast. And all you have to do is, log in with the following credentials to the service that we're setting up for you now. And again, you would use something like Podia to facilitate that. How about a membership site or a subscription-based, protected content style community? Well, guess what? You can use something like Ghost. What are you borrowing to build? What are you leveraging to launch? Well, Ghost has spent all this money, the Ghost CMS platform, to launch this entire ecosystem of, membership style protected content. You can charge people for blog posts, for content courses within their own blog universe, right? So someone on their own URL, and I'll give you an example, right? Let's go to my own blog, which you'll see, let's see, hopefully here. Right, so here is a site that's built on Ghost that is, took me, a day to put up. I mean, literally an hour to put up, and I would just import a content that I've already written elsewhere, right? So you can do this for your clients, right? Here's the membership piece where there's content that's protected, right, on my own blog. Well, you can use this as an example and set this up for your client, and literally with a premium theme and all that other stuff, charge several $1,000s and give people a turnkey solution for their own, custom membership style site, subscription based, e-commerce platform that is, again, not running on WordPress, doesn't require any outside plugins, doesn't require any scripts, and is really done, part and parcel of the design service that you're offering when you're setting up their site. Again, this is something we're offering, and I use my own site as an example. You can buy other themes if you don't like this one. I happen to kind of like this one a little bit myself, but we own 3 or 4 themes that you can customize for clients, and it's still productized, right? You don't have to, you don't have to reinvent the wheel or do anything fancy. You're just customizing a template predicated on your client's preferences. All right, so I know I'm talking fast and I'm saying a lot, but here are 4 core offers in literally, and I'm doing this extemporaneously. I'm not really, this is not planned. I'm just kind of thinking, and there's tons and tons of other things out there that you can use. For an example, there's a service called Transcribely, which we use for our authors now, which I use for my own content, which will allow you to interview somebody and on the phone, and then take the audio for that, import it into this tool, and it'll spit back out an entire transcript of the call that you have with your client. Well, guess what? We are using that to record books really for folks in our audience who want to write a book, but don't want to write a book, right? They don't want to actually do the writing. They actually want to speak their book. So we're doing this interview process where I'm taking that audio that we're recording using another app, right, and then importing that into Transcribely, and it spits back out this structured, could be 5, 8, 10,000 word document, which we can then edit for their book. Lots of very popular books are now using this approach. The spoken word style solution for writing books. As a matter of fact, there's a company out there that charges $50,000 for the process that I just outlined, that we're charging a fraction of, and having a lot of success with thus far. what else could you do? Well, there are, just an infinite amount of these software as a service solutions that solve real problems that all you have to do is incorporate into your marketing or into your service development process flow like this. And I would literally fill this board up, right? Then I'd add details to each one, and just keep going and keep going and just keep brainstorming, keep thinking, what is it exactly that I can borrow? What can I leverage? What can I incorporate into our agency that literally makes me look far smarter, far more wizard like than I really am? I'm really leveraging existing solutions and offering those again by dint of my own, knowledge and expertise and familiarity with these solutions, and giving them to people who have no clue. They're completely oblivious that these things are even out there, and often are spending far more money, hiring far more mediocre talent than we can do on our own for them, and really impress them in rapid fire turnaround time. Okie doke, my computer is going to shut down in a couple of seconds. I can see that. So I'm going to stop this here. If you have any questions, and again, I've done this all completely extemporaneously, so there's going to be some uhs and ahs and some stumbling and fumbling about in this presentation. But hopefully, you have a really good idea of have four core offers, find solutions out there that are available to you to piggyback off of to offer to your clients, and then just use that general template, that product, solution, secret sauce. Who's it for? What's the product? Why do they need it? And what is unique about your approach that is giving them a more expeditious win than they get somewhere else, right? In this case, the secret sauce is using some other solution to offer an expedited return. Okie doke. Hope this makes some sense. And I'm going to post this on YouTube. If you're in our community, feel free to leave a comment in the module where you find this on the 10th of April. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.